Hi everyone. Uh, Greetings from Urban Yogi. I'm Rahul. Welcome to Weekends by Urban Yogi. This week we have Igor and Sacha with us. So thanks for everyone for joining in. The first session will be by Igor, followed by Sacha's session. So over to you, Igor.
Good day, good day. It's over to me? Okay. So, in a moment of possibly some stress, to find our calm and to be in our center, for me, it's very helpful to go into my breathing, into my body posture and body connection. And I like very much to work with vibration and sound in the body and also in the brain to have it go into a state of no mind, at least for the time that we're working. So I'm going to take my professor glasses off and maybe we have a moment, first of all, to feel how we are sitting here, how we are present here, and to feel our body, to feel the place where you have contact with the ground, and to feel how you're breathing. So for me, that would automatically have me close my eyes and to dive a little bit inside. There's possibility of making a little bit more space inside if I breathe a little bit deeper. And I can relax my jaw, which is a very much a pit bull at times, wanting to hold on to things. And so the shape or the face that I like to make with that is something like duh, almost like a very tired Russian. I do have Russian blood. My name is Igor as well, so I can play with this. This duh and duh. And with that, the feeling of bringing myself to deep relaxation in a moment. And this deep relaxation is actually based on me following the energy as it goes down and sits in my belly. So I'm bringing it up as I breathe in and and you can become a professional in this sound, in this the relief that your body feels when from your control center you tell it it's okay. And the breath is the center there. It's the most um, it's the horse. It's the one that's going anyway. But if you sit on it, if you ride your horse, then you're actually also able to influence this horse and give it a more of a and a higher breath in. And as we land in the belly, we can develop some of the knowledge around the vowels inside the words. U, O, A, E, I. I like to place them in the body. I feel how they are there. So if I'm saying ooh, it's my belly that's vibrating. And if I go a little bit more high, I get oh, oh, oh. And again, I can use this feeling of I can relax myself through my sound by going in with a breath in and Oh. In this way, I'm stimulating the opening and the relaxation of my solar plexus. Where before with the ooh, we were touching the pelvic floor and the belly. Oh, is stimulating the solar plexus. Then if I rise, I'm in my heart space, vibrating in my chest. Ah, ah, ah. And you can really play with this. It's a very, very beautiful way of making space inside the different energy centers, and at the same time develop a knowing a little bit about what kind of sound you're making, because in our sound is also the feeling that we're having in this moment. So, and maybe also actually as you start singing with this relaxed attitude, you'll find that some stuff will come up. Ah, and it could become and you can go stronger and stronger in each of these sounds. Then in the throat, we have ah and e. So the e sound, the three-pronged sound like a fork coming out. Eh, ah, ah. Ah is also like a goat, and you get this real throaty, clear sound. So combine that with the relaxation again, and you get ah, and then open it more, and you get and in this way, you start to open your communication and power channel on a very relaxed mode, in a relaxed way. It's all based on actually a beautiful symbol of it could be the yawn. So nobody can see each other right now, so we can maybe practice this a little bit with the theatrical exaggeration. So you would go almost like an opera yawn. Oh, oh. And in this full sound, you can make your body vibrate in the different parts by following the vowels. So the the throat sound of the A has an even higher sound up in the head, and it goes e, and in there your head will vibrate and start to relax as well. Now, from my own experience, the bass sound of the ooh of the belly is where it all starts, where it all needs to start, because otherwise our sound, if it comes just from the throat, won't have any roots. It will not be grounded. So if we take it as a yawning sound, you would go ooh, something like this. Ooh, oh, ooh. And you would go and you would use the our pipe, the spine, the line that the sound is coming up and down along. You could use it like see it like a set of bus stations along a bus line, and you decide how long you spend on each bus stop before you go on. So I like to see this also as an image of the tree getting the fluid, the water, and bringing it along the whole system and nurturing all the parts. So, ooh, oh, ah, e is the construction. And if you put them together, you get why. So in the question why, you have the answer of the various vowel sounds that can give you room and space in your system. You can go in deep relaxation just by playing with your yawn. So you could go no push, no need to do any extra physical tension in your body to keep any. So you could actually park your car, park your body, let your shoulders fall, let your jaw fall, and just start off with a a letting go sound. Take it deeper, make it into a yawn. And start to feel that your tube is coming awake. And then turn on the full vibration and make the opera yawn sound. So you would go, and you can play back and forth following these vowels. Now, in my research over the last 20 years of 30 by now, of playing with overtone singing, with the harmonics inside the voice. That's where I discovered how important the bass is of these vowels and the breathing into them, the sounding into them. And it develops itself, it goes beyond just one sound. Like I said, it turns into a sound and it's harmonic. So it would sound something like, where I use my throat a little bit like a special chamber sound, like having a ping pong ball in my throat, or just space in there. Oh. And then suddenly these vowels become very vibrant and start ringing, start having their higher octaves playing at the same time with it. So you get that's the beginning research of overtone singing. Then there's a next level into that. And I just want to show it to you because it has its own meditative qualities. And it's beautiful to just practice this stuff under the shower. And then after a few years, you find out you've got these beautiful flutes in your voice. So the next level is with the tongue going up to the palate, leaving a little space in the front of the tip of the tongue for sound to come out. A little bit like an American cowboy. Right on the tip of your tongue there. And the sound would come out like this. You could take a moment to take this in as a meditation, and I sing for you a little bit. I'm not 100% sure how that sounds like on your end, but I feel how inside my system it creates a lot of light. It creates movement in the flow of the brain fluids. I feel my skin, the hairs come out on the body, and I feel it as as you say, a big turn on, and not in a sexual way, but really in a I am present and aware and also open because there's not much going on inside the brain. At the same time, there is a big feeling opening in the whole system, and it's focused, of course, on the higher frequencies. So it brings me up to a higher alignment than usual. Yes. So I see that we have some chats going on into. That's very nice to see the group chat story. I didn't even know. So I feel like my endocrine system lit up a whole constellation. Donna, you've been prepared because you did a session with me. So you are more sensitive even than before. It's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We are learning in this way to become sensitive to other people's voices and sounds around us, the effect that it has on us, by practicing the effect our own voice is having on our body, the way we are able to stay with our body signals, stay with our feeling connection to what the body is trying to tell us. Like this creates tension in me. If you keep your inner eye on your belly, you will know every time that something creates tension in you. And with this practice of I tell my body it's okay, I am telling my body to relax, instantly you can become able to bring the system back to normal, to neutral. And I know that with singing, we can also go completely crazy. We can get out loud. We can get really out of our body. So for me, this is really about coming into the body, listening deeper, and then practicing with this relaxed mentality the various tools for making sounds that we have. Because there's all the spaces in the body, there's the vocal cords, but there's also the whole, our whole emotional system, our belly full of stuff, old stuff as well. And then as we practice, in the beginning, it doesn't sound beautiful. It sounds like you're emptying a garbage can. And that's how it's supposed to be. Because we need to clean, and then when the tube is clean, then the sound becomes clearer and clearer. So I see I have my my 20 minutes. I'm not sure how much more I will be allowed to do my thing before we do a little break. I will maybe finish this one with let's take 3 deep breaths and just feel a little bit. What was the effect of this Dutch guy talking to you for the last 20 minutes? remember, keep relaxing your face, keep making the relaxation sound, keep yawning, keep breathing into your belly, and find the connection from below all the way up with the vowels, oo, o, a, e, like the question why, to remember the order of the vowels. And just practice with your mouth, your throat, your belly, and you will find lots of opportunity for feeling and also developing feeling. Okay. Very good. So unless I have 25 minutes, I think here is where I'm going to stop. Let me chat to the people. Everybody okay? Rahul, thank you.
Thank you, Igor. That was a really wonderful session.
Thank you.
Coming up, we have Sacha's session. So over to you, Sacha. Whenever you're ready, we'll have your session.
Beautiful.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much, Igor. That was delicious. And thank you, Rahul, for bringing this all together. It's particularly sweet because I actually know Igor in real life. We live close to each other and he's an amazing individual. And I've seen him do this many times and it's still magical. It still hasn't lost its magic one bit. So yeah, we do have a session with Igor if you want to understand more about overtoning. I always make plans. I'm a real planner. And then I come into sessions and everything changes. So because Igor has begun by warming up our voices a little bit and getting us thinking about sound, I'd like to start just by sharing a little kirtan with you. So for those of you who don't know, maybe you all know, I'm not sure, kirtan is a mantra singing practice, but it's a little bit more dynamic than when we just sit and do mantras in a more ritual style, let's say, or we do japa where you just repeat something almost speaking. But kirtan, it's sung and it's more musical. It's a little bit funny to do this by Zoom, but we'll find our way. We'll find our way to do this. So I'd like to share with you a mantra, Sitaram. Simple words, Sitaram. And Sita and Rama are two deities from the Hindu tradition. And there's a great poem, epic poem about them. And they're deeply, deeply in love. And one day they are separated and divided. And the story is all about how Rama then goes to find his beloved Sita and reclaim her and bring her back. And really, because each one of us is a little spark of the divine and has a divine nature within us. And this story for me is really symbolic about how we all have different sides to ourselves. We have the part of us that's complete, pure potential, limitless, boundless, infinite. And this is the part of us that we want to access when we're meditating. And this is certainly the part of us that we want to access when we want to de-stress and come out of our own little personal story and remember that there's a whole big universe out there that we're actually a part of. And that in that context, whatever troubles we have, even really big global ones like the situation we're all going through at the moment, in the big picture, this is just a moment out of infinity. So that's one part of us. And the other part of us is very much here and present. It's grounded in reality. It's creative. And this story is really about uniting the two different aspects of us. So Sitaram, may I unite the many different aspects of myself and feel whole. And how I'm going to guide this is I'll sing the melody, I'll sing a little short line, and you can just listen and get used to it. And then I'm going to sing the same line again, and the second time that I sing it is an invitation for you to sing along with me. And we'll do this for 5 minutes or so, maybe 10 minutes, up to 10 minutes. And then I'd like to end by taking us through a full body mindfulness practice to really ground us in the physical and get us feeling calm and centered. So we'll begin with the Sitaram mantra. So I'm set up my little drone here. You can take a second again to feel your feet on the floor. Maybe even have a little stretch, because if you've been sitting for 20 minutes, maybe already you're getting a little bit uncomfy. Take a couple of really nice deep breaths. And bring to mind if there's an intention for this practice, an intention for this time that we're sharing together. Maybe your intention is to release stress, in which case, wonderful. And if you release this stress, what would you like to bring in its place? A little moment just to figure that out for yourself. And then you can just listen. I really invite you to sing. With singing mantras, it isn't about how beautiful your voice sounds. It doesn't matter if you make any mistakes. It's just a practice to really open your heart and ground you in the present moment. Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. One last time, Sitaram, 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 Sitaram. And just taking a moment in this silent space to just breathe. Notice if anything arose, any feelings, any sensations arose during that little moment of singing together. And then from here, I'd like to invite you to get super, super comfy. So either to just have a reshuffle in your chair and really ground yourself where you are, or even lie down if you know that you're someone who can lie down during meditation without falling asleep. This is important. My husband always falls asleep, so he has to sit up. So you do whatever works for you. And once you're settled, once you're comfy, we're going to begin a little mindfulness practice really based around our senses, our physical senses. So we can begin by closing our eyes if they aren't closed already. And beginning by focusing on the sensation, the sense of touch, physical touch. So we can do this by becoming aware of the weight of our body. So if you're lying down, really feeling where your body is in contact with the ground. And with your next exhalation, giving even more of your weight to the ground beneath you. And if you're sitting in a chair, you can feel where your body is in contact with the chair or the floor. And the same mission, give even more of your weight. You might notice the sensation of your clothes on your skin. What does the fabric feel like where it's touching your body? Taking a moment to notice the air on your skin, on any parts of your body that aren't covered by clothes. And trying as much as possible, if and when the mind wanders, to bring it back to the present moment and whatever sense we are working with. Knowing that this is part of meditation, that the monkey mind is going to jump in and give us lots of ideas of things to think about. But you can just put them to one side and come back to them later and focus your mind on these sensations in the present moment. You might also notice the temperature at different parts of your body. So observing what's the temperature of your feet. What's the temperature of your hands? What's the temperature of your face? What's the temperature of your torso? Noticing also the feelings of the movements from inside the body. So the feeling of the breath as it moves in and out, all of the muscles that engage and light up when we breathe in. And noticing all of the muscles that engage when we breathe out. Noticing that when we breathe, it's three-dimensional. Often we focus in on the sensations at the front of the body, but to be aware that we also have the back and the sides of the body as well. So really breathing into the full space of your lungs. Maybe you can even feel the sensation of your heart beating in your chest. Noticing the feeling of your blood circulating around your body. Taking 1 minute just in silence for you to explore your sense of touch, however it works for you. So if there were any one of my cues that felt particularly good, then you can return to that. Or you might just wish to observe how your whole body feels or any singular sensation within it. Just 1 minute of silence while we do this. Taking one more deep breath with your attention on this point of focus that you've chosen. And then observing the temperature inside your mouth. And from here, noticing the taste inside your mouth. Observing how this is never neutral. Our senses are receiving literally millions of pieces of information every single second. And we are choosing how we filter out which ones we focus on and which ones we don't. And learning to focus your attention on the things that serve you most is such an incredible tool to help us in our lives and certainly to help us to relieve stress. From here we can progress to the sense of sight. So even behind your closed eyelids, maybe you can notice if there's any movement, any color, any shapes that emerge. So allowing yourself to breathe deeply as you just observe whatever you might notice behind your closed eyelids. Maybe it's very black and you can't notice anything. But often there's more going on behind our closed eyes than we give credit. If your mind wanders, just bringing it back to what you see behind your closed eyes. And if you'd like to enhance your energy and relax even deeper, you can do the little yogic trick of behind your closed eyes, looking up to your third eye point. So even with your eyes closed, looking to the space between your eyebrows and kind of focusing your awareness there. Notice if there's any change in what you see when you move your attention to this point. And notice if there's any difference in how you feel when you focus your gaze on this point. Taking one more breath, this practice of looking up at the third eye. And then we come to the sense of sound. Taking a moment to really notice all the sounds around you. You might be noticing the sound of my voice, and maybe you can even hear some of the birds chirping here on Corfu, where I'm based. Maybe there are other sounds around you. I observe, especially with the sense of sound, we tend to label and we tend to judge. Ah, that's a bird, that's a motorcycle, that's a voice. And often we judge whether the sound is good or bad. I know that I do. So I invite you to really take this moment of whatever sounds are going on around you, to just hear them, knowing that this is a very unique orchestra that's playing just for you right now. And instead of labeling the sounds as good or bad, see if you can just be with them and fully hear them. Our attention is often stolen by the sounds that are loudest. I invite you to listen even closer and see if you can hear any quieter sounds around you that you might not have noticed. Maybe there's a sound far, far in the distance. Or maybe there are sounds very, very close to you, like the sound of your breath. When the mind wanders, you can just bring it right back to this beautiful present moment and all the many, many sounds contained within it. And taking one more deep breath in and out in this practice of listening. Finally, bring your awareness to your heart space, so the center of your chest. See if you can feel into your heart space. Does your heart feel open? Does it feel closed? It can be quite subtle, but see if you can feel any sensation, any emotion, any tingling. And we can use this heart space as a way to really feel ourselves within our bodies. So how each of our bodies are animated right now with life energy. See if you can feel your own aliveness. Feel the energy coursing around your body. If your mind wanders, just bring it back to this practice of feeling your energetic body, feeling your own aliveness. Knowing that there's no wrong way to do this, it can be very subtle. Some people, when they first start to practice this, won't feel very much at all. Others will have rainbows and tingles and all sorts going on. So whatever is coming up for you is absolutely fine. This is just a practice. Keep bringing your awareness back to your inner body and your sense of aliveness. So taking one final breath in this practice. Before gradually bringing your awareness back to your whole body and the space that you're in. Maybe you want to start waking yourself up and slowly coming out of this meditation by wiggling your fingers, wiggling your toes. You might wish to rock a little bit from side to side. Gradually building up your movements, coming to stretch in any way that feels good to you. Noticing how simple these practices are, to use the voice, to watch the breath, to feel into the different senses. Gradually coming into awakeness, gradually opening your eyes. And realizing that these tools are accessible to you whenever you like, whenever you need, especially if ever you feel at all stressed. I'm going to invite that we end this practice by chanting Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om, I honor everything that has ever, will ever be created, maintained and completed or destroyed, everything, everywhere. And Shanti Shanti, peace. Wishing peace for myself and all other beings. If you want to join me, you can close your eyes one more time, take a deep breath, bring your hands to Namaste at your heart center. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. It's a great, great honor to practice with you today. It's lovely to be part of the Urban Yogi app where you can get all of my meditations and music and Igor's too. And I also have www.yogawithsasha.com. So if you want to find out any more, you can find out more there. I think we can close this session here. And I believe Rahul is going to lead us into Q&A. Let me know if I'm correct.
Thank you, Sacha.
Thank you.
It's a real experience. I'm sure everyone enjoyed today's session. So I request the participants, if they have any question, they can ask to Igor and Sacha via raise hand or either in the chat. So over to the participants if they have any questions.
Don't be shy, guys.
It's funny when we bring our audience here into meditative state and then ask them to ask questions. It's like first we bring it to the no mind, and then we see if there is still something in there, just to check whether the work worked well or not. Huh?
That's true, yes. You passed the test, the Q&A test.
Yes, yes, very wonderful.
Oh, we've got a question from Kushtij Jagi. I'm not sure if I pronounced that correctly.
Shiti,
Asking
Jackie,
how to
build
build a
habit.
habit without practice.
Mm.
Maybe we both answer this.
But
If
not
I
at the
start,
same time. You can go ahead.
yeah, right. Um, I think the best thing is always to be very to be clear with oneself and honest with oneself. So I often make the mistake of really wanting and really ambitious. I would love to be doing yoga and meditation 4 hours a day, and I start my mission, and then before I know it, it's all fallen apart. And so to have a good think about where your life is at right now, when your best time is to practice, and then commit to starting small. So even if it's just 10 minutes in the morning, to do that for a week or 2 weeks, and then gradually build it up from there. And I also find it super helpful to know what I'm going to practice. So to make sure that you have something in mind, whether it's a meditation technique or yoga practice or whatever it is, but to have a routine with it. Because if you're going to practice and then you sit down and go, ugh, what am I going to do? Then again, too quickly the mind jumps in and we lose our practice. So yeah, that would be my advice for you there. How about you, Igor?
Well, for me, it's I'm not a very good person with discipline and every day doing the same thing. But I am good at recognizing the different little things that help me to relax during the day, doing whatever it is I'm doing. So I try to integrate, let's say, not to do the dishwashing in an unconscious way, but to breathe with it. Or if I'm walking, to check that I'm actually walking nicely straight and that my body feels good, or that when I'm sitting, I'm not closing my solar plexus by going all like an old guy again. So I have my own little, how can I say, control mechanisms that I start putting in. And one of the control mechanisms is to actually keep a good eye on what I'm thinking, because that's where it all starts for me. So if I tell myself I'm such a bastard, I'm such a stupid man, I can't even go there right now with calling myself bad names, because I've been practicing to want to treat myself in a caring and good way. So my habit is to keep coming back to, is this real what I'm thinking? If I'm thinking something strongly negative, or if I'm judging something, and my practice is to take it back to myself and say, what is it that I'm projecting on other people that is alive in me? And that's how my breathing can relax again, or how I can recognize that now is a moment where I need to grab a stick and hit a cushion a couple of times, screaming, because that's what I need now. Something like that.
I love that. That's the ultimate practice as well, isn't it? Bringing it into the everyday. Another little thing that I've been working with, and I'm totally with you on the mindful washing up, Igor. It's so lovely to do simple things presently. Also, where I live, we have a church that goes off every hour and every half an hour. And I try every time the church bell rings to stop what I'm doing and take 3 breaths. And I've heard another Buddhist monk saying he does this also whenever he hears a plane going over. And so you can use just everyday sounds as a way of bringing you back into a little mini meditation. And that's the best. Good
And
question. Thank you.
if I can catch into that again, any sound that we can hear around us that is possibly an annoying sound is also at the same time an input for doing a little singing or toning practice. So if there's coming by, I sometimes go and I play with it. So things that would usually annoy me can become transformed. That's also beautiful.
And you're saying to follow up, how are group sessions going to be different from one-to-one sessions?
Well, for me, if I may answer first, the one-on-one is where it gets really juicy and tasty, because we're not dealing with my just me talking and giving some input, but it's input coming to me from one other person, and from that person is so much information coming in that it can easily flow into something that develops a deeper work than if we're all in the group and it stays on, let's say, our concept level. It will go into the personal and quite quickly, quite deeply, because of sound and breath and these basic things that we're working with. For you, Sacha?
For me, I have a 5-month-old baby, so I love to do one-to-one sessions, but at the moment my time is so limited that I'm not sure how many I can offer. So I've not got any on the platform at the moment, but if I do start to offer them, I'll put them up there. And I offer some through my website for those who are super desperate to work. For me, if I'm working one-to-one, I offer very specific things. So I offer either kind of coaching and life coaching, coming from a perspective of yoga philosophy. And it's really me just asking you questions to help you move forward in your life and in your practice and all of these things. Or I do vocal coaching where we work on vocal technique. And again, I listen to your voice and I diagnose what's going on and give you completely individual feedback on exercises and things that you can do so that you can get the kind of sounds that you want and really make your vocal mechanism as healthy as it can be. Whereas when I'm doing group classes, it's much more likely to be a group meditation or group mantra singing, and something that everybody can engage in together.
Lovely.
Donna saying how much of a great experience she had working with you, Igor.
Yes, we had a very beautiful session. Yeah, I think it's very important to cut out some time with somebody else to give us feedback and mirroring stuff that we can't really see on our own, because we do our best to evolve on our own, all of us, especially in these times, everybody in their own box. But it's in the combination with somebody else that you can really ping pong and mirror and come to realizations that just make you work quicker. That's my feeling.
I have a question. I know that I think it was Herger, again, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, had said that she felt a bit anxious before starting this because the online thing can be a bit scary. But if anybody isn't feeling shy, I'd love to see your faces. Is there any chance you can show your videos so we can see who we've been playing with today?
Good one.
I'm going to put it in gallery view.
Hi, Donna.
Hey, hi, Donna. Hi, Rahul. Hi,
so good to see you too.
Beautiful.
No chance, no worries. You don't have to. That's the beauty of doing stuff online. You could be in your pajamas right now. Nobody knows.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
Nice.
Be nourished, Byron Bay. Hi. I think, are you another instructor on the platform?
Yes, I'll be on tomorrow night. Really looking forward to it. So yeah, that was very beautiful. Many blessings for that. You're very centered.
Thank you. Lovely. Ah, wonderful.
Beautiful.
Are there any more final questions before we bring this to a close?
Well, thank you to everyone for joining this round, and hope to see you again in the next round of Urban Yogi style.
Yeah, and I don't know how many of you will be tuning into the sessions tomorrow, but we've just seen one of the instructors, so I think it's at a really weird time difference for us here. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it, but I expect it'll be wonderful for those of you who want to get more urban yogi love.
Thank you, Igor and Sacha, for joining us.
you.
as well as all the participants. So I guess we'll end this session here. Uh, Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Have a beautiful, stress-free day.
Wonderful.
And we would also be mailing the recording to everyone.
Great.
Very nice.